I'm Zach the Mothman Daggy, and this is the Midnight Spook Show, your online source for all the horror news, reviews, and interviews that you can scream at. And for this edition of Midnight Spook Show, it is a review of the film Piranha, or as you may know it better, Piranha 3D. Now, Piranha is directed by Elisabeth Shue. Now, this is the guy behind Mirrors and The Hills Have Eyes. It also stars Elisabeth Shue of Back to the Future Part 2 and Hollow Man. Also in it is Jerry Connell. He was in the TV series Sliders, the movie Scream 2, as well as Stand By Me. For those of you that don't know, he was the fat little kid in Stand By Me. But then he grew up, slimmed down, and married Rebecca Romaine. Lucky bastard. So also in it is Ving Rhames of Dawn of the Dead and the Mission Impossible trilogy. Also has brief appearances by Richard Dreyfuss of Jaws and Close Encounters, Christopher Lloyd of the Back to the Future movies, and Eli Roth of Inglourious Bastards. To sum up the plot line, earthquake happens, prehistoric piranha are released, it just so happens to be spring break, and the piranhas chow down. I want to say that, to start things off here, that the movie is a bad movie, but it's a movie that's so bad it's good. The special effects in it, if you go into this wanting just a movie with, good special effects, not great, you're still going to be disappointed. The special effects in this are cartoony at best. But again, it's a B movie, so it kind of is okay. And maybe actually to a bit adds to that mystique of being a B movie. Also, this film, extremely gory. It has dead alive levels of violence. But at the same time, it's also dead alive's level of inventiveness when it comes to the gore. It's not just people get eaten and blood happens and more repeat, stuff. Instead, this film really comes up with inventive ways of doing the death scenes. I really don't think there's any two deaths that are alike in this film. And a lot of that creativeness is owed to the director, Elisabeth Shue. And really, I'm going to go back and look over his other films just because of this, because the directing really was spectacular. And I gotta say, the other thing that really made this movie work was just the actors. I don't think any of them really were the leads in this thing, but it was fun spotting them, and for the reasons that they are in it, it's good for nostalgia's sake. Richard Dreyfuss in the opening scene, it kind of has a very kind of homage to Jaws, opening, and which was awesome. Elisabeth Shue, love Elisabeth Shue. Is a great singer in movies again. Although I gotta say, she plays the mother of a teenager in this, which for me was a bit depressing. It makes me feel old, because I remember from Back to the Future. I don't know, just the realization that she's old enough to have a teenage son now, kind of, I don't know, is a bit depressing. But I got out of that depression once Jerry O'Connell showed up, playing a fast-talking, smooth-talking, cokehead movie maker. Now, admittedly, he's not really a movie maker per se. He's kind of this film's version of the guy who did the Girls Gone Wild tapes. But, the persona is very much kind of that 90s Hollywood executive type guy, and he pulls it off beautifully. Really, I think this is kind of his best role. And so, also in it, though, for nostalgia's sake, was Christopher Lloyd playing a scientist again. And that guy plays a scientist perfectly. He pulls it, even though the scientist never really is portrayed as being eccentric, Christopher Lloyd just adds that layer to the character. Wish he was in it more, though. And Eli Roth has a cameo, which I thought personally was kind of epic, but, I'm not going to say more about it. So, the film, like I said, it's so bad it's good. It's got really poor plot structure, a lot of plot holes, and pretty paint by numbers on the actual story. But like I said, it worked. It was, like I said, so bad, it was entertaining. And it's really just a mindless film. So if you're looking to kind of, tune out and watch something, Piranha is probably the film to watch. It's, like I said, extremely campy, and it's a lot of violence, and it's definitely a guy's film. Because, like I said, a lot of action, a lot of violence, a lot of random boob shots, and, actually, on that latter part, the film kind of came off as not a bit, but extremely sexist. That's just, my take on it. A lot of guys out there, though, is just gonna, dig it more for that part of the film. But anyway, the last thing I want to mention on this film is I wish I had seen it in 3D. This is the type of film that really would work better watching it in 3D. A lot of films anymore, 3D, it's take it or leave it. It doesn't really matter. It's just your preference on what you want to watch it as. This film, I think, would have worked better in 3D. I unfortunately only saw it on DVD and standard D. So I kind of regret they didn't see it in 3D. So, like I said, movie's so bad it's good. So, check it out. And until next time, I am watching great horror films or ones that are so bad it's good. Be sure to turn it up and turn out the lights. Cheers. When you're on